very much, all of you, for coming along here today. For those of you who were here before we arrived, thank you very much for being here and making sure that it's all been ready for us. Rolling behind me are some photographs. You can take a look, it's a rolling video when you come around this side a bit later, as to how the development started and where we've reached now. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Chair of Lancashire Care and very pleased and proud to be here today for us to have the key handed over to our Chief Executive. What we're doing today is, I'm going to be very brief with you here, just as an introduction. Then we will introduce Chris Hamer from Whyndyke, the people who made the construction of this building. And then he will hand over the key formally to Heather, our Chief Exec. And following that, for those of you who can stay and wish to, Katie will, where are you, Katie? There we are. Katie will organise small parties to go around for those of you who wish to stay and see, have a look around our facility. It's a celebration then, it's a celebration twofold. For those of you who here have been involved in the construction of this, and it's nice to see you, and it's probably not an opportunity that you normally get. Those of you who've dug the foundations, those of you who've put in the wiring and the windows and the gardening and the fencing, and even the hard hats. And I think Katie had a pink one, didn't you? Yeah? So, really welcome, and thank you very much. You're celebrating giving it up, we're celebrating taking it over. But that's just part of it, really. We started a long time ago, but as far as the consultation goes, it was about 8 years ago. It's taken about 1,000 people plus to get it to this condition, and we started construction in April 2013, so we're on time, and according to Alistair, we're under budget. You better be right. We've done it with the inclusion of staff being involved with all of the development here, and particularly our expert service user group, to make sure that we're getting the right solution for the people of Lancashire. So we've got the building. It's the most up-to-date in the UK, because we're just opening it today. We've now got to take on the task of making sure that our staff can actually bring it alive, can make it work for the people of Lancashire. So this is really only just the start. What you see is current state. What hopefully we will be able to deliver is state-of-the-art service care for the people that we care for. That's what I'm going to do, really. I'm going to hand over to Chris Hamer, who's MD of Whyndyke, our construction partners here. We told him what we wanted, we told him when we wanted it, we told him how little we wanted to pay for it. There was a little bit of discussion on the latter part of that, but what you see is what we've produced. Chris, would you like to come and say a few words?
Thank you very much, Derek. So for those of you who don't know me, I think Derek has described who I am though. Chris Hamer, Managing Director of Whyndyke Construction. And I say Whyndyke are part of IHP, the contractor who has delivered the building. I've personally been involved with what was known as Whyndyke Farm at the time, since 2009. A long 5 years. I'll say after one or two false starts over these years, it was great to be on site last spring for the cutting of the first sod. And obviously, look at the difference 18 months later. The building could not have been delivered in the time if it wasn't for true cooperation between all parties involved, particularly our client, Lancashire Care. We've worked in partnership with Heather and Alistair in particular, but also numerous people from the rest of the trust team. And Ryhurst from the estate's perspective, as well as a myriad of other stakeholders. We've been truly assisted by our own design team, Gilling Dodd, our architect, BDP, our planning consultant, AJP, structural engineers, Paul Lee, for the M&E design, and also Appleton's for the landscape architecture. And of course, supported by every one of our supply chain throughout the total process, from the initial groundworks through putting up the structure, putting on the roof. And say it wasn't always the best weather here on the Fylde coast, particularly the winds that come across the shore. To the internal finishes we've done, the joinery, the ceilings, floors, decoration, right the way through to the every M&E bit of kit in here, and the external courtyards. All in all, that has created this absolutely fantastic structure. And a special thanks goes to Nigel Plant, our project manager. There you are, Nigel, sorry I'm looking over your head. And the whole of his team on site who've lived and breathed this scheme for the last 18 months and ensuring we're able to hand this building over today. So it gives me great pleasure if Nigel and Heather would like to come up. On behalf of IHP and our supply chain, to ask Nigel to hand over the keys for the building.
On behalf of IHP and the whole of the construction team, Heather, we take great pleasure in now handing you the keys to the Harbour Key.
Thank you. Well, this is a very fine key, isn't it? We joked actually, the chairman and I, about whether we were going to get one key or a set of keys or one each, but this is definitely mine. I'm not sure which door it'll open, but I'm sure it'll be fantastic. So thank you very much, and I'm absolutely delighted and incredibly excited to be here today, because this building kind of embodies so many people's hopes and dreams for the future. And it is going to provide the physical space for us to provide something very special for the people of Lancashire. There is no doubt in my mind that having the right environment is critical to our ability to provide high quality, person-centred, compassionate care, something that the Trust feels is so important. And of course you can do it in poor environments, but it's much harder. There's kind of physical constraints and emotional constraints of working in difficult environments. So to have this as a purpose-built and beautifully designed building, I know will support our staff. And there is a lot of research and evidence about the very positive impact of a well-designed hospital that has on the health and well-being, not just of the people who are using it in terms of patients, service users and carers, but also on staff. So in having this environment, it's helping us care for the health and well-being of everybody who is associated with it. And some of the really important aspects of this building in particular is having single rooms with ensuite will provide real privacy and dignity. We will have the facilities to care for people when they're at their most distressed and vulnerable in a way that is safe. We will have the lovely views out the back. We will have the access to open space that will be accessed by people easily, rather than having to perhaps go down 3 flights of stairs and be escorted. And all of those things will be really fundamental to the model of care that we'll be able to provide. And we're going to have some very clever technology that we are only just beginning to understand what that opportunity will give us in terms of delivering care differently and in a more effective and efficient way. So all of that gives us a fantastic boost to all of our plans and our commitment to providing world-class care for the people of Lancashire who need our support. And importantly, this amazing building is going to be full of amazing people. And we're hand-picking staff who are coming together now as new teams in preparation for coming to work here. And those are people who share our commitment and enthusiasm for excellence, for compassion, and for teamwork, and will bring the very best evidence to bear in the way that they practice. And I think that sense of team has been, as Derek and others have said, has been as evident in the getting us to here as it will be important in terms of clinical care delivery for the future, so that we can all be the very best we can be in a building that is the very best environment for us to be in. For some people, this will feel like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm quite hopeful that it's the first of those opportunities, because we have other units that we want to bring online over the next year or so. But this is certainly the biggest, and it's the first, so we should all be incredibly proud of it. So I would want to just pass my personal thanks on to absolutely everybody who has been part of making this happen. Everybody here will have played some part in bringing this to where we are now, and many of you will continue to be part of it in our future. I know how much effort, passion and commitment has gone into getting us here to today, and taking it from that kind of early ideas to design to delivery. So everyone should be incredibly proud of what we've all achieved. I know I am. It's going to be wonderful. I think we will have lots of opportunity to show it off. Lots of people who are interested in what we've achieved here, and we can be justifiably proud. So thank you all very much indeed.